Welcome to this tutorial on creating a new Revit project using a Revit template, enabling worksets, and establishing a local model for effective collaboration. In this tutorial, we'll initially explore the concept of a central model, work sharing, and the synchronization process. So let's get started. In Revit, multiple team members can work simultaneously on a Revit project using a central model. The central model acts as a master file containing all project information. Work sharing enables multiple users to access the central model concurrently and make changes to their specific worksets. After making changes to their local models, team members need to synchronize their work with the central model to incorporate the changes made by others. This involves saving their local model and writing changes they've made back to the central model. Be aware that selecting and editing objects in the model will make those objects inaccessible to all others attempting to edit them. Please be considerate and synchronize at least every 15 minutes, and always synchronize prior to leaving for lunch, a meeting, or for the day. To create a new Revit project from a template, launch Revit, and click on the New Model in the Revit Home tab to open the new project window. Browse to the template file in your user directory. And ensure that the project radio button is selected. Click OK to create the new project based on the selected template. With the new project open, navigate to the Collaborate tab in the Revit ribbon. In the Worksets panel, click on Workset to open the Workset dialog. You can accept the defaults and click OK to enable worksets. We're going to keep all of the default settings and click OK to the worksets settings. Now save the file, and let's call this file Central. This will be our central model. Now let's close the central model and go to Windows Explorer and make a copy of the central file. I'm going to make a new directory called local file and paste the model in there. Typically, you want to have the word local in the file name and remove any reference to central. And I'm also going to add my initials, which is a typical good practice. Now let's open this file by double-clicking. Revit will automatically find its way to the central model, and upon the first opening of a local file, it will let you know that this model has been copied or moved. As long as the original central model file hasn't been removed or renamed, it will find its way back to it. You can close this file and you won't get it again when you open this local file in the future. Now let's talk a little bit about synchronization. I'm going to open a view and make a change to the wall in this model. Now if I go to the Collaborate tab and hit Synchronize Now, this will save the local Revit file and will also synchronize back to the central model. Now if I close my local file, I want to relinquish elements and worksets. I can now go to open the central model, and you'll see here another method for creating a local file. If this box is checked, opening the central model will by default create a separate local file that you can save into the local files directory. In this instance, I'm going to uncheck that and open the central model directly. Be aware that when you open the central model directly, no one else can access any content within the file, nor can they synchronize back to it from their local files. Now, if I go to the 3D view, I can see that the wall has moved. I'm going to move it back close to its original location and save the central model, which I can actually do just by closing it. I'll be prompted to save it and say yes. Now if I go to open my local file, You'll notice that the wall still appears in the location where I moved it in the local file. Revit won't, by default, synchronize with the central model until you tell it to. So you either need to synchronize or use a command called reload latest, or RL. When I hit RL, it synchronizes back with the central model and updates to the latest information saved in the central file.